Oh, let me put my, so I can be high speed. I see you guys are in there. Look, I see you. Come on and join in. I will be starting momentarily. I know I look crazy just sitting here, but it's only just me right now. I'm waiting on my co-host to join me. But in the meantime, while we're waiting on him to come on in, hey, Book.
Hey.
All right, first of all, let's get the introductions out of the way, and then we can just dig on in, okay? Can you hear me?
Oh, me? Yeah, I hear you.
Okay. All right. So first of all, I'm KiKi Richardson. For those of you guys who are watching, you probably know that because it says KiKi Richardson right above my head. But for those of you guys who are watching, I'm a relationship. Oh, we lost Bug. I'm a relationship expert. I am a sexologist, and I'm an author, and that's Bug.
I hear this echo. I don't know for you. But anyway.
It might be me. Hold on. Let me put on a pair of headphones and see if it stops it. Hold on. So you could go ahead and talk while I'm doing that.
Oh. Hi, Kia Boog Arrow, or Boog F as it says right here. I fancy titles like you do. I'm just a guy.
Okay,
With a great smile.
guy. All right, you're just a guy. Here's what I need for you to do, because I can't hardly hear. Because of course I'm hard of hearing and I'm blind because I'm getting old. You might have a bad connection, which is probably why you were hearing the echo. Are you still hearing the echo now? See, he disappeared. All right. Well, hopefully we can get. We're going to be talking about relationships today, and today, couple things. Couple days ago, Boog hit me up. Couple days ago, Boog hit me up. Yeah, you sitting at a bad spot in your house.
I'm not. I'm playing around with something.
I can't hear you.
My headphones wasn't.
Oh, I can hear you now.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Good.
Okay. So Boog hit me up the other day and he says to me, KiKi, where you been? He hit me on Twitter like, where are you? Where you been? And I'm like, yo, I've been around like I always am. And he said, when we gonna do another Blab? I said, you tell me. And what we gonna do it about? And so he had the brainchild to have this Blab about relationships, reality versus fantasy, right, Boog?
Right.
And so just so we can get this out of the way before we get into the nitty gritty of everything, I told him, one, I'm not going to be on here all night because that's what happens. I usually get on this daggone Blab and keep blabbing away. I think we should try and do a world's record of how long some people can be on Blab. But what? But he said I threw him under the bus because I went on Periscope and I was promoting the fact that I was coming on the Blab to do a Blab. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, he told me that he was going to be late. So, of course, I mentioned that on the Periscope. So he thinks I threw him under the bus. He's being
C-bus.
What happened?
I was like, C-bus.
Yeah. I see you guys want to jump in. We haven't started the conversation yet. I'll open up the seats in just a few minutes for everybody to get on and drop their own words of wisdom that they want to share with us. In the meantime, if you're watching, just go on over to the left-hand side of your screen and click that little tell a bird and tweet it out to your people so that they can know to come on in and chime in on the conversation. So, since this was your brainchild, Boog, what?
Why me?
This was your brainchild. You was like, let's do it. Right? So let's do it.
Sure.
Was there
Okay.
anything specifically that you wanted to talk about today in terms of this reality versus fantasy in relationships?
Okay, I'll give a backstory of where it came from. How about that?
Okay.
All right. So, the life of social media that we live in, you see all these different memes, and I see a lot of memes that always like passion guys, talk about different things, about relationship, and you know, if your man doing this, that, and other, you're not a man or this, that, or if just I don't know, just different things. The one thing that really, really bothered me, yeah, I get this too on my side too. Maybe I need to like get all like, but it was a meme that I saw that I'm trying to think what it was off the top of my head right now. It was an attractive man with no kids, and I was like baffled because the person
Wait a
who
minute. It
posted
said what?
an attractive man is a man with no kids. Oh,
Oh,
and wait, no baby moms or something like that. I think it said no baby moms. I think
okay.
they said kids. They with no attractive man was a man with no baby moms. But the person who posted two baby daddies. Right, that face, that look. Yeah. So I was like, how can you post that? You contributed to the pool, quote unquote. So that's why like the whole reality and that you still got the look. Are you undo your face? Okay, see they freeze. So I'm your host, Boog. I'm talking about relationships and fantasy versus reality. Um, try to see like what people say versus what actually is a relationship or what actually happens for a relationship. Wait for KiKi to come back. She's a expert on this. I'm just a guy with all the idea, brain, big head. So I see that. And you blame me. So anybody out there, hey, there you go.
I don't know what happened, but whatever. I just wanted to make sure I was clear about what was going on. You said to me that there was a meme that said an attractive man is a man with no kids, but it was posted by a woman with two children by two different men or two different baby daddies.
Yeah, I think the meme was like I said. I think it said, attractive man is a man or something like that.
Okay, so let me just say this as a woman who has no children. That is an attractive feature for someone like me. Why? Because it's a balance, right? They don't have any, I don't have any. We can come in together and possibly make something together. However, I think it's kind of delusional to think that somehow you having children by more than one father makes you somehow of a catch or in a position to kind of look at somebody else and say what makes them a catch versus not makes them a catch. So
I agree.
I think that a lot of times people think that they're better than what they are in relationships. Like I hear a lot of women say stuff like, I'm a good woman and I don't, there are no good men or blah, 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 blah. And good woman and good man is a subjective term. Right?
Hence why I want to have this conversation, though, that people have versus the reality of it.
Yeah, because it's like, okay, you're a good woman. What makes you a good woman? And what makes you a good woman to whom? Maybe you're not a good enough for woman for the kind of man that you want. Or maybe the kind of, you know what I'm saying? I mean, that's
Yeah, some people's want is higher than what they willing to. I don't know how to word this.
you want something that you're not worthy of having,
Okay, that works for me.
or
Like my
and
like
we
my grandmother used to say, you got champagne taste with beer money.
Kool-Aid money.
I was trying to be nice.
Yeah, no, it makes absolute sense to me. But I mean, that's just, I think it goes back a little further than that, because that's talking about where the person is right now. If we talk about where they started from, right? Let's think about it like that. Let's say, for example, when we were little kids and we were in grammar school or even preschool, even, and there was some little boy who may have pushed me down in the dirt, right? Or he pulled my ponytails. And, you know, the first lie is he likes you. Now, the reality is he's just a mean little fucker who just wanted to pick on me versus he likes me, right? But that's the first thing that starts the delusion when it comes to people and relationships, right? Because we teach kids from an early age that somebody who treats you badly is somebody who likes you.
It's funny that you say that. I saw something talking about that too. I mean, it kind of had nothing to do with talking about that. What you're saying that you okay it for so long for a boy, a man, you know, a male to abuse a woman to a certain age because he likes her, and then when it comes to when he gets to like 18 or whatever, then it's wrong. But we've been told that that's okay.
No, that's bull. You know, that's the fantasy versus the reality. It's like, okay, how would you think if you can't teach your boys it's never okay to hit a girl? It's never okay to hit a girl, right? How are you going to teach your sons that and teach your girls that never let a man put his hands on you? But the first thing that you teach her in terms of relationships is that her first interaction is a violent one with the man, but he likes you.
Right.
And then you wonder why she grows up and has all this dysfunction, or she's delusional about what a relationship is supposed to be, or how to know when a man really likes her.
Yeah.
It's like,
agreed.
I never bought into that. I was like, no. But that's probably was because I was a little tomboy. So when the little boy pushed me, I pushed him back, and it was going. We was gonna scrap that day. Huh?
I said, you put them hands on them?
Yes, I did. I put these little paws on them. I had to show him, look, you like me, I like you more. Bow. No, but that's just the way, you know, that it goes. It's like you can't speak out of both sides of your mouths in terms of that. There's some other things that, you know, you talked about the whole women thinking, saying that it's okay to like a man, you know, an attractive man is a man with no kids when she has two children, two fathers for her children. I don't know how many children she has, but she has she has one by each.
Yes.
She got 2 children, 2 fathers.
And then he justified it, or tried to justify it, by saying, oh, she don't talk to either one of them. I'm like, that doesn't make sense.
So she got 2 children by 2 different men, and she don't talk to either one of them, and she thinks somehow she's a catch?
That happened.
That's not real.
Right-handed gun.
That's false. Look, if it's a true or false question, that's false. Nobody said that. That did not happen.
That happened. It got to the point, it got so bad that she like deleted the whole post and everything.
What'd you say?
So, I said it got so bad that she deleted her whole post.
Because she knew it was ridiculous. It's just insane. First of all, you can't expect a man with no kids to be thoroughly in think that you're a pig. I think that oftentimes that people forget their position in all of this stuff. They're so busy looking at everybody else and pointing the finger and judging and all this other stuff, but they don't actually take a look and see what they're dragging around with them. And if you have two children, if you're not divorced or you're a widow or your child's father was murdered or something or killed in war, whatever the case, if you're young and you have two children by two different men, you might want to check yourself before you wreck yourself. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And you're in no position to look your nose down at someone else about how many children they have, unless they have 3 kids by 3 different fathers. then you're a little worse off than they are. But to say that you don't even speak to them is the other thing about reality in terms of relationships. The fantasy, ladies, is that I don't need a man, right? It sounds good to say, but the reality is that's BS. You do need a man. And the reason why that is that we as human beings were made for companionship. There's a reason why you're an innie and he's an outie, right? There's a reason why that happens. So for you to say that the only thing you need a man for is this, that is a hurt person who is using that as a defense mechanism only to justify or make themselves feel better about the situation that they're in. Stop saying that, ladies. In this world, we're not supposed to, I can't stand these super independent women because they don't live in reality. I got mine. I take care of me. I do this. I don't need, they go along with I don't need a man for anything. But nobody's supposed to be independent. Nobody lives by themselves on this planet in a bubble, right? So either extreme of independence or dependence is not a good thing. We are purposefully meant to be interdependent. That means that we depend on one another for some purpose or another, right?
I agree.
You're a man. I can't stand the phrase men and women are equal in relationships. No, we're not. No, we're not. Nope. We serve different purposes, so therefore we cannot be equal because you're measuring apples and oranges.
Agreed.
I don't want to be a man. Huh?
Go ahead.
No,
I was saying that's like the rap battle we had not too long ago, the Drake Meek thing.
What rap battle?
With Drake and Meek Mills. When Drake said the line, shout out to all my boss bitches, different niggas.
I never heard. I didn't listen to the battle. I don't know nothing about that nonsense.
Yeah, so he said a line, shout out to all my boss bitches, different niggas. And so, and a lot of people like clowning Meek about it, but a lot of the guys who Meek are some of the same guys whose wife make more money than them. So I'm like, how are you clowning somebody in the same situation? Well, on a financial standpoint, which is what Drake is saying, that his woman makes more money.
Is that a problem though? That she makes more money?
That's what I'm saying. But Drake clowned him for it, and then other people were clowning for that because of that. I'm like, same situation.
So they jumped on the bandwagon with Drake about Meek.
Say that again.
You're saying that they jumped on the bandwagon with Drake about Meek.
Pretty much.
Yeah. People, but that's a whole nother conversation for a whole nother day when you talk about how people are just sheeple. They are followers. They will just go along blindly and not even realize what they're following or why they're following it. So that's a whole nother conversation for a whole nother day. But why are you putting your finger in my face? Keep your finger in my face. But the reality is that, relationships are not one size fit all. people sit up and they watch all these romantic comedies. They read these damn Harlequin romances and watch these Zane after-hour movies, and they think that's or the Lifetime Network, right? And they think that and it starts again back when we're little kids. Right? As little girls, we're fed to read these frippin' Cinderella books where she meets Prince Charming and she lives happily ever after. And then we grow up expecting a Prince Charming, right, to come up and sweep us off our feet and live happily ever after. That's not real. No.
It's not.
We think that we see these idealized ways that relationships are formed in these romantic comedies or in these books or whatever, and we think that's how our lives are supposed to be. No, your relationship is custom fit. Again, not one size fit all. Relationships cannot be. They are custom fit. It's ridiculous to think. I'm reading tweets that are coming out. It's ridiculous to think that your relationship can be like this person's relationship, or your relationship can be like. What do you think about people who judge other people's relationships? Like the Amen Corner, you have a homegirl or a homeboy that you go and you talk to, and they're like, hey, I wish he would say this to me. I wish he would say that to me. What are your thoughts about people who have commentary about other people's relationships?
Hold on, I'm coming. I try, me personally, I always tell people I stay out of other people's relationships because you never know. I learned firsthand. You never know what happens when you're not around, or being said when you're not there, because people always kind of tend to, tell you at their points. They share those moments, what goes on when, behind closed doors.
Right.
So, I've been sucked into those type of conversations, but I'm like, yeah, I don't want to. I've got into it, before with, talking to people, and they, especially, all these quote unquote happy wives that's out there living their lives, and it's like, like kind of like, don't come talk to me when you're not, when you're not happy. Hey, shit. And
he got excited. Hey, shit.
I shouldn't be, because somebody sold me a drink, but that's a whole other story for another time. But I don't know. It's just crazy that people just, it's like, I don't know.
Here's my perspective when it comes to that stuff. People always talk about, if that was me, or I wouldn't put up with that, or this, that, and the other, right? He done ran off. You done made a run off, Cousin Chan. Everybody, Cousin Chan is in the chat room now talking about that's who made his voice go up 15 octaves. Hey, Chan! And then he dropped off the line. But anyway, my comment, and I'm opening up the floor. So if you want to get in, anybody who wants to join, you can. You're free to ask for the seat. I will let you in, provided, and if you act like you don't have any sense, bad things will happen. But I just wanted to say that, yeah, I see you got all excited. Your voice went up 15 octaves when you saw Cousin Chan come on, and then you dropped off the line. But in terms of people always talking about what I would do if that was my relationship, he wouldn't do this to me, or she, man, you shouldn't put up with that. Is that that's not your relationship, right? You don't have to put up with it. And I find people who give advice, and I'm a coach, right? My job isn't to give advice. My job is to help you find your solution, right? To help lead you to your solution, not to tell you what to do, right? Because my advice is based on my belief system, what I would do based on me, right? You don't need to make my mistakes to make my choices for your situation. You need to do that on your own. So when I hear people giving that kind of advice, it kind of like sticks in my craw, because it's like, listen, it's not your relationship, right? It's not for you to tell them what you would do. When someone's coming to you to ask you or tell you their situation, one, they don't want to be judged, and two, they don't want to be made to feel bad about what's going on in that situation, and three, you sit there talking about, if that was me, it's not you. It's not you. Why don't you help me figure out what I should do? This ain't you.
Right.
Not about you. And again, relationships are not one size fit all. They're custom made. So what I would do in the parameters of my relationship, I'm sure some other people would not be able to handle that. So I can't then put what I would do in your relationship when I have different parameters for what my relationship is to be like. Just as if I try to make my relationship like your relationship. It's not going to fit. Me and my dude going to have problems. Right?
I try to, like, when people do come to me, I don't know why they come to me of all people, but when they do come to me, I try to understand their point of view, how they see things, and they try to give an input of what's going on. Kind of, not play devil's advocate plug, but see, I listen, but just to kind of just, cause most time it's women, come ask me, talk to me about different things. And I'm like, well, try to, I guess, give a male point of view. I guess that's why, because I assume that's why they even come to me in the first spot.
Exactly.
So and then either they agree that it's going the way that I'm saying, or like, oh no, I don't understand. So I'm like, well, if I don't understand, well, maybe I understand. Maybe you're not willing to understand or try to see the point of view. And that's probably maybe why it's some of the issues. But I don't know. I have an issue where people live a life like if we're dating and things are not going right, like I'm not gonna go tell you, so like I'm not gonna tell you that, oh, we have this old messed up relationship, I'm thinking about leaving, this, that, and the other, and then turn around and put this face on for social media where, oh, we're the best couple and we're hashtag relationship goals, which I've seen people do.
Wait a minute, what?
People, they privately they tell you their issues and how bad things are, but then when you look at their social media, it's the complete opposite, the complete 180 of what they're selling on, what they tell you in private. So it's like
they're fronting on Facebook or social media, basically.
Yeah, like it's like which one it really is. Are you telling this? Are you lying to me to get something from me or get some type of whatever, or
Cousin Chan says it's called no bad press. So they have to put on a public face, but meanwhile they choose you to be their confidant outside of social media. And you know what? I can't necessarily. And for those of you guys who are watching on Blab, I'm getting ready to go live on Facebook mentions. Most people will Periscope, but since I have a verified page on Facebook, I can stream live on Facebook, and that's what I'm about to do right now. So some of my people are gonna be. You might hear me commenting to people on Facebook mentions. So don't think that I'm losing my mind completely. I only lost part of it. So y'all might hear it counting down right now. So I am live on Facebook mentions and here on Blab, and we're talking relationships, reality versus fantasy. And in terms of what you were saying about them coming to you, on one hand telling you how bad things are, but then going on social media and playing a whole nother hand, saying it's something totally different. They you see her and that's all she Facebook famous. Forget her. One of the things that I would say about that is that oftentimes when they're just purging, right? And again, like Cousin Chan said, there's no bad press. They want to give up a public, a good face in public because that's what they feel like they need to do. But my thing is, in reality, whatever your reality is at that time, if things are bad, things are bad. I mean, that's the ebb and flow of relationships. It's not always going to be rainbows and lollipops. The reality is that why are you bringing social media into your relationship and like that? You know what I mean? Where it's like everybody is updated on what's going on in your relationship. Everybody knows what's going on in your relationship. That's not necessary. We don't need to know all the ins and outs of your relationship because when it fails, I can use this for an example. I know of a situation where there was someone who was having a situation in their relationship and they posted all the dirty details on Facebook. So then in retaliation for posting names and all this other stuff and incidences, the other person then decided to retaliate and put screenshots and pictures and all kind of stuff out there on Facebook as them as well. And it's like, hold on. One, we're adults here. Let's be clear about that. We're adults. And then two, really, people? That's like giving somebody a gift in a relationship and then saying, when y'all break up, I want my stuff back. Why are y'all doing that?
That's petty.
It is very petty. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to change the name of this topic right now from reality to versus fantasy to relationships.
Pettiness.
What'd you say?
I just said pettiness.
Maybe I would if it would let me. It's not letting me do it right now. So you can do it.
She left me again. This is just like all my relationships. See what happened to me, people? Just everything been going so well. The next thing you know, I look up and then poof, just gone. Just leave me.
I'm magic. I'm magic. That's what happens. I'm there one minute, gone the next. You never know where I'm going to be. I'm going to change the topic if it'll let me to relationship pettiness. You think it'll let me?
I don't know.
We'll see.
I'm just here for the ride.
This your ride. I'm just here for the ride.
It's yours.
Well, anyway, it won't let me change it, so I ain't even finna fool with it, because then it might kick me out again. You know how it's been acting lately here on Blab. It's been kicking folks out. But anyway, she said, "Oh Lord, yeah." It was something else I wanted to talk to you about relationships today. That Mr. Right and Mrs. Right, that whole thing. Do you believe in such a thing?
Like when you say, like you said, I think it's like you said, it's subjective. Like what's right? Like who's, like what's right for me, it's not going to be right for the next person, and vice versa. So
okay.
I don't think it's a thing. It's just I don't know.
What are you trying to say? And for those of you guys who are watching me on Facebook mentions and y'all asking, how do I get there? How do I get with it? You go to blab.im. That's blab.im/KiKi Richardson. And then you will see a little red light that's telling you I'm on. Or you can click the link that's on my page already and you can join the conversation. So big ups to Michael Speaks for the follow. I appreciate you for that, Poppy. So they're commenting over there. But I don't think that there's a such thing as a Miss Right or a Mr. Right. It might be a Mr. Right now.
Is there a Just Right? Like the movie?
Like the movie? I think that it's possible if you find somebody that that compliments you, and you're able to respect each other's boundaries and your shortcomings and all of that, absolutely. But that whole Mr. Right, Miss Right thing leads to that whole fantasy thing that we were talking about earlier, when it's like, we've romanticized and made relationships seem like it's something that is in a fairy tale, and it's really not. And we start our kids out with that crap. Fairy tale books, romantic comedies. Oh, Lord, jeez. Hey, Michael, thank you for joining us.
Hello, how are you?
I am wonderful. Where are you coming in from?
I'm coming in from British Columbia. Where are you?
British Columbia?
Yeah.
We're in the United States. We're in Texas and Georgia.
Georgia. Well, I really want to get down to Georgia.
Well, you should. It's kind of cold right now, so you might want to.
How cold?
It was in the 40s today, 40s and 50s.
I hate cold.
So
in Canada, what you mean? That's not cold. That's hot for you.
Give me a break.
You don't think it's cold in British Columbia?
It's about 32.
That's cold.
That's
hate
cool, right?
cold.
That's cool.
I hate cold. I have a question for you.
Okay.
Would a disability affect your choice of dating partners?
What about partners?
Would a disability,
What partners with disabilities?
yeah, would that affect your choice? Like,
Would it affect my choice?
yeah, like,
I don't know. I can't honestly say yay or nay. And what I guess it would depend on a couple of factors.
let me give you a rundown on what I have going.
Okay.
I am a public speaker. I go out to businesses and they give speeches about how to interact with people with disabilities, which is a great gig. I mean all sorts of great people, including great-looking women like you. It's incredible. I love it. But it's absolutely the best job I've ever had. And it's absolutely incredible. So, if you look at my profile on my Blab profile, it will give you my website.
Okay.
And I built my own website.
Okay. What I'll do is, Michael, I'll let everybody know. Y'all go check out Michael D. Haynes. His username is Get Mike Speaking. So go check him out. Big shout outs to you. And to answer your question quickly before we move on to our next topic, in terms of dating somebody with a disability, I can't say yay or nay if I wouldn't. It all depends on the person. Every situation is different. I can't say I would. I can't say that I wouldn't. It would depend on the person, how they made me feel, what time in my life that I met them. So anything is possible.
I'm just really curious. Okay, thank you very much. Have an incredible day.
You too, sweetheart.
And you too.
All right.
Enjoy.
Bye-bye.
And you're doing a great job.
Thank you.
Many more happy blabs.
Thank you.
Stay warm.
All right. So
don't worry, I will.
Okay. All right. So that's a very interesting question. I don't think anybody's ever thought about that before to ask me that. I don't think I've ever been asked that before. Anything can happen. So now that he mentions it, let me ask you: would you date somebody with a disability?
I guess like I say, it's something I haven't been really opposed to before. I guess it just depends on exactly maybe what, or probably what the disability is and the limits. And the only reason I say that is because of a certain lifestyle that I live, and I live a very active lifestyle, like very active, and so I like somebody who's to not fully do everything that I do, but kind of be involved in the things that I do.
She needs to be able to keep up.
Not necessarily even keep up, but just in some type of supportive form, like be there. Like I always say, like when I used to be online, when I used to do online dating, I used to always have looking for my headline was I'm looking for either my cheerleader, my head cheerleader, or my teammate, because I live a very active lifestyle. Like I work out for about five, 6 times a week. I play flag football 2 or 3 times a week. So
you want to be your teammate. Which would you prefer? Because those are 2 different positions, and those are 2 different women. Let's be clear. Since we're talking about reality versus fantasy,
right.
The cheerleader for you and your teammate are 2 different women. Which one do you want?
And I guess when I say cheerleader, somebody who's there to support, when you think of cheerleader, somebody who's, they're the supportive person. They're there to root you on, to push you and things of that nature. Mm-hmm. And then when I say teammate, somebody, and I mean, now when I say teammate, I mean that either in a literal standpoint, as somebody who plays sports, because I play a lot of co-ed sports mainly. So somebody who actually plays sports and to get out there and play with me, mm-hmm. or just somebody, or just, a teammate as far as just of building teammate in that way too.
Well, so it's not. But again, like I said to you, those are 2 different personality types when you talk about a woman. So my question to you is, if you put up something, you're looking for a cheerleader or a teammate, though you're going to attract 2 different types of women. Okay. Which one do you want? I mean, like for real. And that's the thing. And the reason why I say that, Boog, is that a lot of people say they want things and they don't really know what they're asking for. So then you have a lot of people who are single who are saying that they're having a difficult time in maintaining, attaining, and sustaining relationships because they're asking for something that they don't realize that they're asking for. So in terms of saying, I want a cheerleader or a teammate, you're asking for 2 different women. So when you get the cheerleader and you want that person to be the teammate or vice versa, you have difficulty. Because those are 2 different personalities.
I get that, but like if I know going in like which one you are, like for instance, so like I'm dating somebody now. Mm-hmm. Breaking news. Roll the scroll.
That's not breaking news. It's been all over social media. I saw you booed up.
Anyway, dating somebody now, and so she works out, but she's not, but she don't like do sports. So, that works. Like, I don't have to, you don't have to like play sports and stuff. And she hasn't been to a game yet or anything, so. So which
one is she? Is she your cheerleader or is she your teammate?
She's the hybrid of the 2.
Is that right? That's what you think?
Huh?
That's what you think, that she's a hybrid of the 2?
I honestly think so, yes.
So let me ask you this. If she never showed up to any of your flag football games, as much as we know you like flag football, would you not feel that she was being supportive?
No, I mean, I would mention it. I would definitely mention it. I would say something. Hey. And I told her before. I said, I like for you to at least catch one game. Just say you just came. If you like it, come on out. If you don't, cool. I just want you to come to at least one game. And it'll have to be a Saturday because she works. Like I play Wednesdays and Saturdays mainly, so she works Wednesday night. So I know Saturday be the day she'll be able to come. So she hasn't made it to an actual game. She made it to like the after part, like when we go to the bar and hang out. Okay. She actually made it to an actual game.
Welcome first of all to Sporty Spunky Angel. She got her. Last time when she was on Blab with us, she was actually on Blab via FaceTime, and she told me that my hair was flicker, but she meant on fleek. But so I'm gonna have to say to you, Sporty, your hair is on fleek today, mamita. So welcome. Welcome. But I have a comment from Cousin Chan in the chat room. She says that a teammate is going to be a competitor at some point in time, and a cheerleader is going to sit on the sidelines and support. How are you going to handle your teammate being a competitor? Because men don't really like to have to compete with their girls, but that's kind of what you're asking for.
Compete how? Like competitive how, Shan? Like when you say competitor, Like compete with me how?
Well, we'll wait to see what she has to say. Sporty Spunky Angel, welcome.
Hi, how are you?
I am wonderful, my dear. We were talking about cousin Chan. Before she joined 40, let me tell you something. Before she joined, when he saw her name pop up in the thread for chat, he was like, "Oh, cousin Chan!" He was like, "Chan is here." I'm like, "Really? 15 octaves? That's what you gonna do? Your voice gonna go up that high for Chan?"
She getting ready to talk.
Are you mad or jealous? You mad or jealous? Which one?
Amused. I'm amused. It's amazing. You got all this bass in your voice right now. You was like, "Hey, Chan is here." Like it's Christmas. But anyway, Sporty Spunky Angel. Yeah. This whole conversation when Chan finally gets on the thing, all started because Boog here, Meryl here saw someone post on Facebook a meme. And the meme said, a good man is a man with no kid. But the lady who posted it actually had 2 kids by 2 baby daddies. Cousin Chan, we getting feedback from you.
Okay.
So that's what prompted this whole reality versus fantasy in terms of, did you not know that you got 2 kids by 2 fathers? So that don't really make you a catch. So how are you in a position to talk about anybody being a good catch?
So you saying she tainted damaged good?
We saying she delusional. Because she doesn't see reality in terms of what it is. Cousin Chan, we can hear you clicking, but we can't see you. Oh, she just dropped off. So I don't know. Maybe she's going to type. So we were talking about a whole bunch of things in terms of being petty in relationships. And we were talking about...
relationship?
What'd you say, Sporty?
Being petty in the relationship?
Yeah, folks are petty.
Oh, that's
very.
Fair.
Oh, you know, trust me.
I live in that world, so yeah, that don't make sense to me at all.
Oh, you know him though.
Petty.
You know him.
I know people are petty, but I mean, I don't live there. Sorry.
Well, here's the thing that I want to say to everybody is that we all have something about us, you know. And I'll use Sporty as an example because I know her and I always put on blast about stuff.
Oh,
I know she's like, I didn't come on here for this. But I will say
I did have a gig, but I chose to hang out with my BFFs, and that's when they bite me in the ass. But okay.
No.
Sporty love.
Is one of those people that doesn't know how to bite her tongue.
No, right? I don't.
So, you hang out with a lot of people, huh?
You said what?
Huh? KiKi, you hang out with a lot of those people then, huh?
No. When Sporty feels some kind of way, she gonna throw up on you. She gonna let you know about it. It's very difficult. It's very. You say so. Does Chan? Ooh, Chan! I can't wait for her picture to come up because Chan. He said you don't know how to hold Joe. He said Chanzilla don't know how to hold her tongue. It ain't her tongue you need to be worried about.
I don't know how to hold my tongue. I don't understand. What do you mean I don't know how to hold my tongue?
See, you know how when Sporty feels some kind of way, she just has to say it. Like that day she got mad and hung up the phone like it was an actual hang up.
She did the.
Yeah, she got. Like we could actually hear the phone hanging up.
The hell with you,
right?
When she feels some kind of way, she don't know how to stop herself. Mm-hmm. And oftentimes in relationships, people do that too. They just don't know how to just hold on to it for a minute, let it marinate.
That's why I would say you write it. I would say you write it out, and then you delete. You read and delete it. That's what I do.
No,
there are things I want to express.
You said write it out.
Like when there are things that I want to express, and like I don't have anyone to vent to, I type it out, maybe on Facebook or social media, whatever. I read it and then I'll delete it. Sometimes I just need to just to get it out.
Why don't you have anybody to vent to?
I mean, I have people, but sometimes, like we saw earlier, you don't need everybody in your business. So, or everybody don't need, how everything. So I just, this. I mean, I have a friend, that I usually tell most things to, but for the most part, not the most part, but there's something I just really just depend on when it is that I want to say it.
So you just contradicted your own self. You just said if you don't have anybody to talk to, you put it on social media, read it, and then you delete it. And then you said, well,
let me correct myself. Then. I have friends to talk to. I have a best friend that I share everything with. But at the same time, this man has his own family, his own things he's dealing with. So I'm not gonna run to him with all of my problems and my issues that I have.
Well, how many problems and issues are you having that you would be taking up that much of his time?
Exactly.
I mean,
are you a dumper?
I don't have a man, but I mean, I just don't take everything to him. I just what it is. I just choose not to.
No, we're not saying that you should take everything to him or everything not to him. Well, what we're saying is if you feel like that you going to your friend would take up an exorbitant amount of time out of life, if you went to him for your issues, does that mean you having a lot? She asked you if you were a dumper, if you one of those people that just go and dump your crap and then go about your business.
Meaning, like
say that one more time.
What I mean by that is this. Say, for instance, like if I call KiKi, like, hey, KiKi, how you doing? And KiKi says, okay, I'm fine. Everything is cool. And then if I call Chan, I'm like, hey, Chan, how you doing? And every time I talk to Chan, oh, this is going on. Oh, this happened. Oh, today this is going on, to the point where I don't ever want to ask her what's wrong, how you doing? Because I'm never going to hear the word I'm fine from her. And that's just an example. That's not true. But I'm just saying, that's what I was asking. Are you one of those people that you feel like you have so much?
No. That's what I was saying. When things come up, if I feel like talking to him about it, I will. But if I don't, then I just don't. Like I said, like I said, whenever something comes up, I don't feel like I should have to run to him to vent. I can.
We only have one person. So let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. If you had a situation with the new lady that you dating, how long you been dating her?
About 5-6 weeks.
Okay. So say, are y'all just dating or have y'all decided y'all gonna be exclusive?
Well, we decided we're gonna be exclusive.
At what point in the relationship, in the dating process, did y'all decide y'all was gonna be exclusive?
Well, I probably talked about her before because we've been knowing each other since January.
Fix your face, 40.
It's cool. We've been knowing each other since January, and I was interested in dating her, but she was hesitant for her own reasons or whatever the case may be. And then so we kind of dated for a little while, and then we decided that we're just going to be exclusive, and so that was that.
Okay, so you've known her since January. And you guys started dating 6 weeks ago.
We started dating a little bit before then. It wasn't nothing.
Okay, 8 weeks ago. 2 months. So 8 weeks ago.
We've been exclusive for 5 weeks. 5-6 weeks we've been exclusive, but we've been dating for a little while. What?
Follow me on this with you.
I ain't gonna play.
Follow me with on this, because I got some questions. And if I get too much in your business, by all means be like, KiKi, none of your damn business. I won't be offended. But my next question to you is, okay, you were interested in dating her back in January when you met her. She had some other situations going on, whatever they were. Y'all reconnected about 2 months ago. And then in about 3 weeks, 2.5, 3 weeks, y'all was like, it's me and you. Let's rock this till the wheels fall off. My question to you is, what happened in that 3 weeks that made you say you want to be exclusive with her?
Oh, it wasn't me. It was her.
No. But you went along with it. So it is you. Y'all both in this relationship. So it was you and her.
Right. But like I said, I've been interested in her from when I was interested in her when I first met her.
Okay, there's a difference between being interested, because when you first meet them, you don't know anything about them or their character. So y'all reconnected.
So it was a process to get from me just being interested in her, for her to even want to even like date me, go out with me, and then we had a point. Finally, back in where we at, like it was probably like right after the 4th, maybe, because we were like at the pool or whatever. So it had to be like in July, to where, you know, like I was talking to her and I was trying to talk to her about us dating, being exclusive, things of that nature, and she was like, no. And so I was like, fine, I'm cutting you off. Like I'm done. Like I ain't feel like wasting my time anymore.
Okay, so wait, when you met her in January, y'all been dating off and on, or y'all been seeing each other since then, or you met her, y'all lost track, y'all re-emerged again?
We never lost track. We always stayed in touch, communicated. When I had events, gatherings, she came. You know, we text, call, whatever the case may be. We hung out. You know, like I said. So. You know,
okay, so you still didn't answer my question.
What's the question then?
What about her in the 6 weeks or the 5 weeks or the 3 weeks, or however many times from the time y'all started actually dating or seeing each other, for you to say, let's be, for you guys to agree to be exclusive? What about her, or what does she say is about you both? You know what I mean? That made it like, okay, let's do it.
She was just like, she was just tired of fighting from what she told me. And I'm learning like a lot of things as we go on, that she talked about me to other people, like her friends, family. You know, they knew all about me. I had no clue that they knew, because I didn't know she was even interested in like being exclusive with me and going that way. So, but as far as what I know, she was just saying, you know, she enjoyed. We always enjoyed each other's company, loved being with each other, being around each other, and she was just, for whatever reason, she was fighting that. So she was just tired of fighting it, and coming up with whatever reason she had for us not to be exclusive, for us to be exclusive.
Okay, Sporty, did you hear the answer to the question in any of that?
No, I did not.
I mean,
it's okay. It's fine. People are texting me telling us, y'all wrong, leave him alone. Y'all wrong, leave him alone.
I'm doing good. I don't even think.
I was. That's how we met, with me being called to the carpet and me answering the questions. So I don't have no problem answering questions at all.
Yeah, when you got called to the carpet though, I didn't like too much the way that went down though. I didn't dig the way that it went down.
I said that to say that I don't have a problem answering the question at hand. So I don't know. Maybe I'm not answering the question that you're asking me, but I'm not like.
What was it about this woman that captivated you, that you said from the moment you met her, I want to get with her? What was it about her? And then what was it about her saying, "No, I ain't ready," you cutting her off, to now where you like, okay, when she came to you and said, let's do it, you like, okay, I've been waiting on you since about 6 months ago.
As far as me, when I first met her, I loved her personality. I love her energy. We met at a Mardi Gras ball here, so it wasn't like nothing. Like it wasn't like no club and thing. It was a formal ball, so it was people dressed nice. So I met her there. I just love her personality. I love her energy. She did not fall into the. I know one time you asked me about the type of woman or what they look like. She don't fall into that category at all. The funny thing about it, my daughter asked me like my quote unquote type was light skinned women from a certain part of like from New Orleans. That was all my friends say. Oh, all you date is light skinned women from New Orleans. She is from New tall, thin, dark complected, so like she don't fall to.
You gonna make me go to Instagram? Did you say she was dark?
She is.
Complexion.
Did you?
In comparison to what?
Oh, okay. See, now it comes out in comparison to.
That's the thing. I said that. I said don't fit the type of. Like I said, I can send you a picture of the type.
I've seen you guys on Instagram. I've seen you on Instagram all booed and snuggled up. I've seen it. So that's why when you said she was dark skinned, I was like, she was like, she's dark complexion. I'm like, maybe I was seeing a different woman. I don't know. So I just want to leave that alone because that's not relevant to the topic. So when you met her, you checked out, you liked her vibe.
Right.
You wanted more. She didn't when you wanted more. So you cut her off. Okay, you cut her off.
It wasn't an instant thing though. Like I said, we spent time, we hung out, there was no type of physical relationship going on there at the time.
But you cut her off in July. How did y'all reconnect 6 weeks ago?
When I cut her off, out the blue, she just like reached out to me. Like, how you doing? What's been going on? Do you want to grab a drink? And then we reconnect. We hung out a little bit more. She's still kind of hesitant. And then she just like, we talked and then decided that we was going to, start dating.
Jan, you got something you want to say?
No, not yet. I just got back in, so I'm listening right now.
Okay. All right. Sporty, because I saw you down there making a face. She was giving him this face right here.
Yeah, that's fine. That's about me.
Well, my thing is it takes so long to answer a simple question. I almost forget what the question is because I'm lost.
Well,
I can't hear you say it again.
I get it.
Okay, all right.
So he likes her, and great. They're together in 5 weeks. I just want to know why it took such a short time for you to become exclusive. So he cleaned that up. He cleaned it up because I think he caught on that we wanted to know how you exclusive relationship in just 5 weeks time, and it can happen. I get that.
When do you think there's a such thing, Sporty, as too soon to go exclusive?
No, not necessarily. And not 5 days is probably too soon, but people know what they know and feel what they feel, and their consequences are what they are. So, who am I to judge? I don't know. I'm happy with what I'm happy with. So, hey.
Okay. Now, in terms of this whole fairy tale mentality that people have and what way they think and view relationships are supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
Boog, you're recently in a relationship. What did you guys have the uncomfortable conversation about your wants, needs, and expectations?
About what and expectations? I'm sorry. Say that again. We had a conversation about what?
Wants, needs, and expectations.
We did. So that's the funny thing. And I guess that was like one of the turning points. Also, I guess that I left out was that. So I had a fight part. The last Mayweather fight. The fight part that I didn't get my drink from Shan.
Oh, you gonna keep bringing that up? You keep bringing up old stuff. You keep bringing up old stuff.
But yeah, and like she pulled me like into like a bathroom. Like we had like this long conversation, which was mainly her talking, and it was for about. It was basically like things that she wanted, like she wanted her man, like what she expected from her man. And so I was like, okay. Like I was like, it was a little baffling. Yeah, I thought it was kind of one of those. Honestly, I thought it was like one of those just kind of like drunk rants, where people be drinking and they just kind of just tell you everything. You like, okay, like how much is this is the truth and how much is this is the alcohol.
Oh, so you don't believe?
No, I do. That's what I'm saying. But like, I was just trying to like, like how much of it was an actual truth and how much was just,
I'm gonna start. I need to ask you some yes or no questions, because when I ask you open-ended questions, you take me all the way around the mulberry bush. What was it? No, and it's okay. It's okay. I just wanted to make sure that we're clear about where you're going with it. When you had this conversation with her, with the alcohol involved at the fight party in the bathroom, were you okay with the things that she was saying to you?
Was I okay with things she was saying to me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Now, is there one thing in particular that she may have said to you that you said, "Dagnabbit, I knew this was the chick I was checking for"?
Was there one thing she said? So I don't know what happened to my audio, but kind of everything went a little low. Was there one thing she said that what?
That made you say, "Dagnabbit, this is the one I'm looking for"?
No, honestly, no. I gotta say no. I didn't. There was like no, like no spark of, like yeah, like this is the one type, conversation. So I didn't. No, that didn't happen. No.
I don't mean like the one I gotta marry her. You heard the clouds open. Saw the clouds open and heard the choir roar. No, nothing like that. But where you were like, okay, we really on the same page here.
No, it didn't happen. Like to me, the conversation was, it was like things she expected, but and what I told her was that I said, you expect these things, but you haven't put me in a situation to show that I could do these things. Like,
what she expect?
That you have. Huh?
What did she expect?
I mean, well, not this, but as far as a man being a provider, a man like just leading and things like that. The whole quote unquote stereotypical, what a man should do, how a man should be in a relationship type things. And I'm like, and I told her, I said, well, you never put me in that position to show that I can do those things or I'm that person. So you can't expect things from me when you haven't put me in that role to show those things.
Now tell me something. One question for both of you guys. What would be the one thing that would make you say, what should one deal? I mean, like, if you could only give one deal breaker, what would that one deal breaker be? And Sporty, since you down there looking like you too cool for school. Because the chair popped in, so she could go next.
Smoker.
What kind of smoker? Rock, cocaine, crack? I mean, hookah, cigarettes, pipes, cigars.
Well,
What?
I guess I would have to say a physical abuser.
Okay.
What type of abuse?
As he blows smoke into the camera. Classic.
That would be deal breaker number 2. I can't deal with the smoke.
Okay. What about you, Boog? Then we'll go to Chad because I know she came in late. If you could only give one deal breaker, what would it be?
It's a good question.
Thank you.
Huh?
I said thank you.
What would be a one deal breaker? All thing I can really think of is like not, I don't know, having an issue with my daughter.
An issue with your daughter? No. I was responding to Chad. Having an issue with your daughter?
Huh?
You said if there was an issue with your daughter?
Yeah.
Okay. If your daughter didn't like her, or she had a problem with your daughter.
If the person had a problem with my daughter.
In terms of what? Her existence? Or that she thought she was spoiled? I mean, like, what kind of problem?
Well, definitely her existence, but mean, 'cause that's like my daughter's it's my pride and joy. So I don't know anything, just any type of issue.
Okay.
All these faces on here that I'm getting, golly.
Okay. Wait, my questions you weren't expecting? I'm sorry.
No, I'm like I said, I have no problem. I don't
Okay.
think my answers are appealing to the audience, but
There's no, listen, hey, sweetie, let me tell you something. There's no right or wrong answer.
Right.
We're just waiting on the answer.
There you go.
That's what's happening.
Cousin Chin, shut your face. Now let me ask you, what is if you had one deal breaker, what would that be?
That emotional shit, that bitch shit. That is the deal breaker. I can't stand an emotional man. I hate that shit. That is definitely a deal breaker. Nigga, you need to have some business going on where you ain't looking up my ass every 5 seconds. That is definitely a deal breaker.
Yeah.
I mean, because my kids are grown.
All I did was look at the camera like.
See here, my kids are grown, so I don't have kids to worry about. I ain't worried about if you like any of my nieces or nephews or my grandkids. That's not your business to even like or not like. So it's that he emotional bullshit that come with an emotional man who's touchy-feely or who's touchy on every fucking subject.
So you mean the emotional complex part, not the affection part.
Not the affection part, but even that is touchy. If you got too much of that, I'm not really standoffish, but goddamn, you know what I'm saying? If it's too much. But yeah, that emotion shit, I don't do very well.
So we got abuser, he emotional, and a problem with my kid.
Check your mangina at the door.
Yes.
You said check your mangina at the door?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
With you. I fully wouldn't. Y'all got some questions? Y'all got some things y'all want to throw out there before we?
Did you give yours?
Nobody asked me.
Well, you asking the question, you ain't gonna ask it too? Answer it your damn self.
So I say to myself, what would
you say, like you normally say, well, for me, da 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 da.
What's your deal breaker, KiKi?
Thank you, Sporty, for asking. My one deal breaker.
Uh-oh, did we lose it?
No, I'm here. I was trying to narrow it down to one.
She went somewhere else.
I did. A liar. I can't do the lying.
I can see that.
Yeah.
I understand that. Yeah. A liar is not a good thing.
No. Because I think that being a liar can translate and permeate into other aspects. It's not just about where were you, but you went to the cigar bar, but you told me you were at Kroger, right? It's, it's like, it's not that, it could be that simple, or it could be so simple or something really serious. Like, I'm going to go far extreme, like the fool on the Housewives talk about he got cancer and he really don't. You know what I mean? It's like, I can't stand a liar. My mom died when your mom didn't really die. You know what I mean? It's just, I can't do the lies. I can't. Because my mom always used to say, if you lie, you'll steal. If you steal, you'll kill.
Yeah.
Because they kind of go in that area. No reason to lie to adults. Either I'm going to like what you have to say or I'm not, but it's not going to kill me.
Now, let me ask you this question.
Sure.
Suppose they lie was for a good reason. Suppose they felt like whatever they had to lie to you about, they wanted to spare your feelings for whatever.
About what?
I'm just saying, if they wanted to spare your feelings.
What would you say that would me say, oh, I can understand that? What could somebody actually say?
Well, I'm saying that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to spare your feelings. They're trying to spare your reaction. And they gave
you trying to spare themselves from my reaction?
No, they're trying to.
That's what the lie is for.
No. It's not necessarily. Not all lies are based off of that. Some lies could be based off of where you are in this particular moment. Let's say
I'm having a bad day and they don't want to tell me that my mama's in the hospital at this moment. They gonna wait till the next morning.
Well, for whatever reason, they decided to spare your feelings. For whatever their rationale was, where they think that I know KiKi, and if I tell her this right now, she's going to be wherever, or she might not be able to handle it. Would that still be considered a liar in your eyes, or just a lie?
Are you asking about withholding information in terms of you know something now, but you don't want to say it? Like, say, for instance, you know Sporty's supposed to be here in 10 minutes, but you know that
she's still on the north side of Chicago.
Right. You know how I hate for people to be late. Why she didn't tell me, blah, blah, blah. You know that's going to send me over the edge. You just don't say anything. Because you like, she about to go on air. It's going to fuck up her vibe. I'm not going to say nothing right now. Is that what you're talking about?
But okay, but me and you've had a conversation where it's the omission of a lie is still a lie. So even if I omitted that particular lie, I still lied to you because I don't want to spare your whatever.
For me, I think it's best. Shut up, Boog. He gonna post it. You're not answering the question. I think that for me, a lie is a lie. Don't lie to me. You know, you can preface what you're going to say to me in an attempt to kind of blunt whatever impact, whatever it is that you have to say is going to have. But I don't think that it's necessary to lie to me. I'm not a hyper. I mean, y'all know me. You and Sporty know me well enough to know I'm not hyper emotional. That's not going to be my first reaction. Is to, wild out. I might shut down, but or I might roll my eyes, huff and puff, and walk out the room. But I mean, at the end of the day, that's not gonna kill anybody. So I would rather you just kind of like tell me.
Right, but that still didn't answer my question. Is that gonna be a part of your?
It's still a deal breaker. Don't lie to me. Don't lie to me. The first offense on something that's simple, maybe not. That might not get you to boot. But once I say to you, don't ever do that shit again. I don't like when people lie to me. I don't like when people do blah, blah, blah. And you do it again, then boom.
Okay. Just a question.
Because it's like shame on me the first time for not telling you or expressing how important that particular thing is to me, right? That's shame on me. But once I've expressed that to you and you decide to then just blow that off for whatever your reason, I just don't want to hear her mouth, whatever the case, yada, yada, then that's on you because that wasn't to protect me. That was to protect you.
So you don't think that there's any good lies up against bad lies?
Good lies?
Yeah, good lies.
Like, oh, that was real nice and it wasn't?
Yeah. Yeah. Or let's say somebody threw you a surprise birthday party. People been lying to you all day. Are you gonna be mad at the whole crowd once you get to your surprise birthday party?
Well, y'all threw me a surprise party before, and you know how I am. I'm nosy as shit, and I don't like surprises. Yeah, and I took it well.
Yeah, but do you now cut everybody off because they lied on you to give you a surprise birthday party?
No.
Okay, then. That's what I'm saying.
But I will say, don't do that shit no more.
Whatever. You'll get one. You'll get another one if I give it to you. Damn it! And you'll take it and you'll like it.
Right. I don't even like you, so
that's fine. I'm okay with that.
Take it and you'll like it.
Take it, like it, and take it. Damn it!
Yeah, we done lost Bug. What happened to him?
I know he in there. He listening. I just want to ask Boog if he ever come back in. How much smoke do you have in that hookah? Nigga, you been smoking for 2 hours.
I think he started blowing extra smoke because I said smoking was a deal breaker.
Smoking was a deal breaker.
You should have started coughing.
Yeah.
You should have just started coughing. All right. So what are some of the things that you think that people
be right back.
Okay. What are some of the things that you think people don't take? I'm gonna mute her because ain't no telling what's going on behind the scenes over there. What do you think are some of the things that people don't consider enough when they're when they're entering into relationships?
Say that again. What happened?
What do you think is something that people don't consider enough when they enter into relationships?
Time management. Are you gonna have enough time for this son of a bitch?
That's a good thought.
Yeah, because if you're busy with career and home and everything else, are you really gonna have time to deal with a relationship and all that comes with it?
Chocolate Fruit said funds.
Yeah, well, yeah. Funds is something else because you have to do it both ways. You got to at least treat him every now and again. Supposedly, hey man,
That's what you
nice
hear.
thing
That's the word. That's what you hear. That's word on the streets. D Castillo says, "How about long distance? In terms of what do we consider whether they're long distance or not before we get into it, or are you saying that long distance relationships are off limits or not real relationships? Can you clarify that for me, D Castillo, please?" But yeah, I think that if you are long distance, definitely time management is going to be key, because you need to make sure that your calendars are synced, and that if you have to miss that weekend y'all was supposed to be together, or that week y'all was supposed to spend together, and you can't do it, that's going to be problematic when it comes down to it, because it's like, yo, you were supposed to be here for me and you're not, and all those other things. So
especially if you guys are across too many time zones.
Yeah, it's hard. I mean, I've dated, I've made the admission once or twice before about dating unavailable men. And when I say that, I mean they could be emotionally unavailable or geographically unavailable. And, with them being in different time zones, OMG, like if I'm on the East Coast and they're on the West Coast time zone, it's 9 o'clock in the morning to me, but it's 6 o'clock in the morning to them. It can, or for them, it could be 9 o'clock at night, but it's midnight to me and I'm asleep. Like, why are you calling me? I'm asleep. So it can make a big difference in terms of managing your time. I agree. Go ahead, Sporty.
I also think space sharing, you're used to when you start being around someone a lot, and like if they're at your space or you're in their space, and I'm just used to not them always being around me, or in my living quarters, it that's an adjustment.
Have we moved in already, Sporty? Did you go from dating to moving in?
We done moved this fool in.
When they're here or I'm there, sometimes I like I'm used to my space by myself. I like my own company sometimes. So,
okay, so you saying they laughing at you, Sporty, talking about some, dang, that was fast. You went for the relationship.
I'm talking about.
I think what she's saying, if you visiting and sometimes you ready for that mofo to leave because you like, I just need some time to be by myself. But the reality of it is, Sporty, if you live in long distance and he comes to visit, you needing your time alone is not a good sign for the future of your relationship.
Well, yeah, if it's long distance, that's different. I understand that. I'm talking about this local person.
Oh, just the local person?
The local person. That local person that just want to drop by at any old time, like you always free. That local person that just want to set up shop when they ain't got nothing else better to do around you. That local person.
That's going to be a problem for
nobody like that now.
Your local person got goddamn keys in your house. Shut the hell up. I don't even want to. Don't even.
Just because he got keys don't mean he's available 24/7.
Please don't.
Just because he got keys don't mean he's available.
Please don't.
Okay, let's move on.
Yeah, don't do that, Sporty. I told you.
I can't bring this about specifically about
that. I said, let's not make this personal. I was just about to say it. Let's not make this personal. I don't know why we was personal with Bug, so much so that he showed us the ceiling.
Right. He went back to go get some more to smoke because he been smoking for 4 hours.
He's smoking because I said it was a deal breaker.
Oh, well, however, I'm just trying to figure out how much he...
Yours is space management or recognizing personal space.
Yeah.
And Chan was time management. Boog, you left. The question on the table was, what is something that you need to consider? What is one of the major things that you need to consider when deciding to be in a relationship with somebody?
Chemistry.
What's that?
The short answer.
Say that again.
What is that?
What is chemistry?
Yes.
Just the vibe, like I want to just feel at ease. Like I don't want to have to feel like I have to be somebody that I'm not around that person.
Go ahead, Chan. Don't stop raising your hand. You may as well be like, oh, Mr. Cartel, Mr. Cartel. Go.
Okay, so with the chemistry part, don't you have the okay, so when we're answering this question, are we answering it on the dating side or already in the relationship? Because chemistry comes to me, and this is just to me, in the dating process. When I have now decided I'm gonna be in a relationship with you, that's something totally different. Because I can't get into a relationship with you if I can't have chemistry with you.
You're absolutely right. You've already established chemistry during the dating process, and now you're considering entering a relationship with them.
Okay, so I guess I understood the question wrong yet again. So what was the question?
Okay, you would date okay, let's just use real life examples. You were dating a girl. What is one of the major things that you had to consider before you decided to become exclusive with her?
No comment.
The hell?
Hey, how we get here?
Wait a minute, hold on. Didn't you just say less than 10 minutes ago you don't have no problem answering questions, and now you no comment? Was this? I know what that was.
What?
They said puff puff book. That's some BS, dude.
I was gonna say, did we just bitch out on the question? What happened?
I ain't bitch out.
You just declined to answer.
Ain't that the same thing?
It was a sex
No.
answer.
Yeah.
What did you say, Sporty?
It was about sex. Is that why you didn't respond?
I cannot confirm nor deny that answer.
That is an answer in and of itself.
I'm gonna play. There's some grown folk shit right here now. So what? You needed to make sure y'all was able to fuck and
Y'all was sexually compatible. That's what she's saying. You could.
No, we didn't have sex prior to us dating or anything of that nature, so it wasn't that
Okay.
at all.
Oh,
So-
you got to make sure that she give head. I mean, I don't understand. Why is it stuff that you can't say all of a sudden?
I had to make sure that I was ready to give up everything else I had.
Okay, all right, that's fair. That's a very fair. That's a great answer, actually. That is a great answer. If you're willing to forsake everything else and say, okay, you front center, the rest of y'all go ahead. I think that would be a difficult thing for me as well. I think that would be something I would really have to consider.
I'll just put it in the same.
Well, I think for me, I think I might have to have a conversation to see, be like, so with this whole exclusive things, that includes sex too. That means I can only have sex with you. No.
But yeah, that what it was for me though. So
Did you ask that question?
I mean, I asked her, are we like exclusive, or just seeing each other? So
Is there a different kind of exclusive?
Well, put like this. I had a
conversation. Not the other?
Huh?
Exclusive on one side, but not the other?
Right. She only get Coke on her menu, but he get Pepsi and Coke on his menu.
Exactly. Like exclusive, or just exclusive?
Right, like you exclusive to me, but I don't necessarily have to be exclusive to you. No, we just give you a hard time, bug. Don't trip. That's a very good answer, Bug. I think that might be they say what she doesn't know, Oh, you know what she doesn't know? Fill in the rest. That's what somebody said in the chat room. J.R. Cole said that in the chat room. What she doesn't know? Fill in the rest. Who would I? Yeah, I would have to consider that. Am I willing to just give up everything else? I mean, I think all of those things in conjunction. Am I willing to give up everything else? Do I have the kind of time to commit to this? Do I want you in my space? Because I am moody. And I'm not a huge, especially publicly, I'm not a huge PDA type chick.
No, don't say not a huge. Say not at all.
Not at all.
Not at all. Yeah, I said it. Not at all.
I don't know how I should take this.
Here, I can tell you how to take it. Like the two old people that walk through the complex, holding hand in hand, getting that walk on. She hates them. She's like, I don't understand why they have to walk hand in hand in the complex. They like 99 years old, y'all, and they are just as happy as could be. And she's like, I don't understand. If they're supposed to be exercising, why are they holding hands? I'm like, what?
I don't understand it.
Each other.
I don't understand it.
Because they love each other and they 99.
It's all these years, it's all this time later, and I still don't understand why they gotta hold hands in order to walk. It's to exercise.
So lame for that. So lame.
Not sure that y'all holding each other up because y'all, you know, they're both a little unstable on your feet. I don't understand why y'all got to be like that. But anyway, it's not about me. But I'm not a huge, you know, public display of affection type chick. So, you know, we might have to compromise on that. So, you know, somebody might think why you don't want to be all booed up and snuggled up with me in public. You scared I'm be cutting off your action, dude. If I was really still on the prowl, it wouldn't be nothing you could do. I would still snuggle up with you and still get what I need to get done. You know,
what are you willing to compromise to be with that special person?
Nothing.
Compromise.
I ain't willing to give up shit. Nothing.
Of course not.
And that's why she's single, ladies and gentlemen.
And right there is why I'm single and loving it. I'm fine.
They said, what you mean, nothing?
Nothing. I'm not willing to give up anything. My life is mine. I'm not asking them to give up anything either. You either conform or fit. If you don't, it's fine.
Wait a minute. Did she say conform?
That's what I said. That's what I said. Yeah. You either
That's very interesting, Chan.
You either conform.
Let me talk to my friends on Facebook mentions here for you. Okay. You guys on Facebook mentions, you've heard Cousin Chan talking about he has to conform.
No. He doesn't have to conform.
She said he either has to conform or fit or basically kick rocks. She want to see his knees up and his heels clicking. Tell me what you think about that. I'm going to go ahead and stop this broadcast. I'll look at your comments in just a moment, but we're going back to Blab. So if you want to hear the rest of this before we get out of here today, you can go ahead and go to blab.im/KiKi_Richardson and find out what the hell happens after Chan says he can either conform or kick rocks. See ya. He can conform or kick rocks, huh?
Well, here's the thing. I'm older. I've set my ways, and I've been doing this for a long time.
But what if he's older and set in his ways?
Then he probably ain't for me.
So you need a little young one.
No. I need someone to be a match. I don't need to have to shape myself or have him. I'm not going to shape myself to fit to be with him.
But he can shape himself to fit to be with you?
As long as he does it right, he can. That's fine with me. I don't care.
They say, there it is, set in your ways.
Oh, yeah. I'll admit it freely.
He's hungry as hell, too. So let's just be clear. I'm talking to J.R. Cole in the chat room.
I didn't hear what you said. What are you talking
I
about?
was talking to J.R. Cole. It wasn't for you.
Whatever. But yeah, I am very set in my ways. And I don't.
What are you willing, Sporty?
Yeah.
It depends on what's asked of me. I don't know.
That don't sound like an answer to me.
It's what?
I ain't gonna fuck with you.
Well, let me break down my answer for you, Boog. Let me make it real clear for you. It depends on what the request is. If it's something that I can comply with, then I will. If it's something that I'm not willing to comply with, then I won't. And it is that cut and dry. Either I will or either I won't. If it's not one of my deal breakers, then it might be something I'm willing to compromise about. But if it's not, then fuck it.
I mean, is a relationship a compromise in general though? Like, it's a being one you have to compromise.
And I do compromise, in mine. I think I compromise.
I think it comes down to, Boog, a matter of what is it that you're willing to compromise? Like, when we talk about wants, needs, and expectations, where are your boundaries? Like, how far will you go? Because there's some people who lay down every boundary they have just so they can be in a relationship. So I guess, stop me if I'm wrong, Sporty, that you're basically asking, how far will you go before you're like, yeah, no. Chance saying, I ain't going nowhere. I'm right here. Meet me here, or go on past. Go ahead on, right? Sporty saying, well, it depends. It's conditional. It depends on the situation. It depends on a whole bunch of things, what you're asking, what my mood is that day, whatever.
Right.
So I don't think it's a matter of people not. There's some things. I think that for me, as Chance said, I would normally say, since nobody asked me my 2 cents. For me, I'm willing to compromise until it's uncomfortable for me. And that's the realest answer that most people you could probably give. I'm going to give and I'm going to compromise as much as I can until it hurts. When it starts to hurt, pain is there for a reason. That's to notify you something ain't right. So when it becomes uncomfortable for me and I start feeling that twinge, then end of the line. That's it. We're done.
Like,
moving along, people. There's nothing else to see here.
I'm not willing to compromise a smoker. That's something I will not compromise.
But that's your deal breaker.
That is a deal breaker.
Right. Again, I'm not going to compromise on one of my deal breakers. That's period. That's it. That's where I won't compromise. Yeah. That's why it's a deal breaker. It will break a deal for me.
And they could be the best thing in the world. I can care about them. They could be a great friend or whatever, but I will not compromise if they're a smoker.
And now he fucking with you because he keeps smoking. He keep blowing bigger puffs. He fucking with you. He blowing bigger puffs of smoke.
And that's fine.
If I break my deal breaker, it must be because you got something I want or need, and I'm trying to get it up out of you right fast. But once I get it, it's gone.
Rock the flip-flops on.
You goddamn right about that one.
Fellas and ladies, I hope you really are paying attention to the nugget that Cousin Chan just dropped that she don't even realize that she did.
Oh, I know I dropped it.
Be very careful, ladies and gentlemen. She just gave you something that I think you may have missed. If I break my own deal breaker, trust me, it's not for you.
Yeah, I know.
If Tyson Beckford lights it up, you outie.
Absolutely. Tyson Beckford is no better than me. Let me explain something to you. Anybody who spends more time in the mirror than I do, that's a deal breaker. Vanity is my favorite sin. So he doesn't get it from me like that. So absolutely.
He can't be more vain than you? He can't be more vain than you.
No, he cannot. And
they said they go with flip-flops on. Wow. So he can't be more vain than you.
No, if you spend more time in the mirror than I do, we got a problem.
That's interesting.
It is. But it's the truth.
That's very
I got a question though, Sporty. How would you know? Because he taking up your mirror time? Is that how would you figure? Yes? Oh, okay. All right.
You better have your own full-length mirror somewhere else in the space, but don't cut in my space.
So
he does keep it real.
He in your mirror too much. How is either one of y'all
break up with somebody that's good to you because he spends a little extra time in the mirror? Why wouldn't you just go and get him another mirror so he can have his own and you can have your own?
Because I'm selfish.
That's throwing out the baby with the bathwater, though.
But I'm selfish.
Well, he got his own mirror.
She said she's selfish.
You need to, I'm telling you about me.
They said, don't you want him to look good when you're out together?
Absolutely. And he does look good when we out together. And he has his own
He
mirror.
just has to do it in a short amount of time that you do?
Yes. I don't take that long to put all this together. I wake up like this.
Oh,
for real. I ain't no makeup on my face. You know.
You hush. You hush. You hush. You stop. You stop. You hush. You shush your face. You go on. You hashtag mute yourself. Hashtag mute yourself. Go ahead. She on social probation for the next couple 45 seconds. All right. Let's see here. They said, don't you want to look good when you're in bed? What about in bed? What about in bed?
What about in bed?
Was she on the 22nd? 22nd time out. Fresh and clean. You don't want him to get out fresh and clean for you in the bed? Oh, she counting down.
I have to wait until 10.
You can't talk. She can't talk until then. Tell 4 seconds are up. Book.
All right.
You're willing to compromise.
What am I willing to compromise? What have I compromised on before? I don't know. I'm spoiled, like really. So I don't know. I'm like really spoiled. So
all this time when we was answering the question, you could come up with an answer.
I'm thinking I'm spoiled. I'm spoiled. I'm set in my ways too. So like I don't like to. I don't know. I'm a taker.
A taker.
You're a taker. Well, nope. That's the honest thing he said.
As long as you know.
They.R. Cole in the chat room says, compromise. She can't cook, but she wins in the bedroom. That's his compromise.
That's a compromise.
How's she gonna feed you after she fuck you?
Right. That's what I was gonna say.
You're gonna be your rock. You're gonna be done blew your wad on an empty stomach, and then she's still not gonna have nothing to feed you up with. I'm just saying.
He can't replenish his energy at all. He just got to order steak and shake. I mean,
he didn't even have no energy to start with because she didn't feed him first.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I'm just saying.
I had bedroom skills.
Yeah.
What'd you say, Boog?
Man, say he probably cook for himself. He can take care of that. I do.
Hey, whatever the parameters of y'all relationship, that's the parameters of y'all relationship.
They said order before, so when you done, it's at the crib. I don't know how long it's going to. That means you got to stop. Okay, wait. You're going to order and then deliver. It's going to get cold and then. Okay, that's y'all plan. I can't knock your hustle. If that's your plan, that's your plan.
That's what the microwave is for.
They said he already ate. Hint.
Okay.
Food.
Take a second.
Low calorie. You done burn them calories out fast. Trust me.
He got his protein one way or the other.
Hey, listen. Simple sugars too. They said have him cook. Hey, whatever works. I'm just saying, if you're willing to compromise, because here's the thing. I said simple sugars too when I said glucose. Here's the thing. If it's not important to you that your girl know how to cook, not important to you.
Right.
If it's important to you that she does, then don't compromise on it. You know, at the end of the day, the reality versus fantasy, women get into relationships hoping they can change a man. And men get into relationships hoping that women won't change. So once we're clear about most of the time, women, you going in thinking you can change who he is, you can't. And men, if you thinking she ain't gonna change,
she will.
Depends on who you with.
Yeah, it depends on who you with.
It depends on who you with. The majority, we're not gonna speak for the exceptions in this case. You know what I mean? But the rule typically is she will change. And 9 times out of 10, it's probably gonna happen after y'all had kids. I'm just saying. That's the rule. not the exception. There's some women who will tell you right out the gate, this is who I am, and they're consistent to that all the way across the board. And your expectation is, yeah. She just like it. Yeah, she a woman. She gonna get emotional. She gonna do this. She gonna do that. And when she doesn't do that, then you flip out. I want to ask that to the men. Thank you, W Slays. He said, oh my gosh, she's right. Holy crap. Yeah, y'all think we ain't gonna change. Y'all hope we don't change, and we hope we could change y'all. Okay, William, he's gonna jump in while Boog is out for a second.
Hello.
Hey,
what's going on?
What's going on?
Nothing much. I like you guys' conversation. It's neat to see someone having this conversation without people yelling at each other, or man bashing or woman bashing.
Oh no, we don't do that. No. We can respectfully agree to disagree.
Can you guys hear that music in the background? I listen to Christmas music kind of early. Is it too loud? Can you hear it?
Nope.
Christmas music.
Oh, Pandora. I do that to just stay in a good mood.
Do you, boo-boo? Do you?
All right.
Anyway, so you've been listening to our conversation, right? And since you're only gonna be jumping in the seat for a minute before Boog come back and want his spot back.
That's fine.
Tell me this. What are you willing to compromise? I know somebody in here said that they're willing to compromise on cooking. What are you willing to compromise on?
Well, I'm gonna be perfectly honest. I'm I guess a hypersexual individual, so I don't necessarily have to have someone who cooks real good because I know how to cook, but the sex thing is real important. So she don't have to really know how to cook, but that other thing is really important.
Well, can she be as dumb as a box of rocks and still, have the best sex ever? What is your limit?
Well, when you say dumb as a box of rocks, I guess that's somewhat subjective.
You got to remind her to breathe because the bitch will die. That's how dumb she is. Like, breathe, bitch.
Well, if that's the case, there's no sex. I don't know. I like the stimulating conversation too. So as long as I can talk to her about some things, she doesn't necessarily have to know how to cook. Like I said, I can cook, but I would like to be able to talk, out of bed about things things besides like what's on TV and the latest movies and stuff like that. Just maybe plan together, but it doesn't have to be really complex, because I found in a lot of relationships it's kind of difficult for both of you guys to be I guess high impact or overachievers. A lot of times one or the other has to step back and support from behind the scenes.
So when you say that, I'm sorry, I'm just taking over the show.
No,
you're fine.
Look, you don't talk much, so when you get on the road, we just let you go.
Okay, so when you say that, we know that what you won't compromise on is probably the sexuality. Yes. And in the things that you like to do, let's take cooking off the table. What is there something that you really like to do that you will compromise on because you're getting this over here, but you will say, you know what, I can actually give that up. It's not a big issue. She don't like to do that, but she likes to do all these other things that I like to do.
I give you a really good example. When I first got here on Blab, I got addicted. I've only been on here for like 33 days, but there was a week where I was just on every night, and I was in rooms that I really shouldn't have been in when I'm trying to use this as, a business model. So as much as I want to stay on, I decided to, get off and go to bed at a reasonable time with her. The worst case scenario, I would lay with her until she went to sleep. Best case scenario, I would, stay with her for the whole night. So I would say doing things like this is something that I wanted to do, but I gave up or compromised, to try to make the marriage work.
Okay.
So.
All right, well, jump back on over in chat. Boog is like,
all right.
He over here tweet me like, I'm like, come on back, Boog. Come on back. That's seeking a lot of action tonight.
It is.
I think a lot of people just don't even, how, Chan, we talk about this all the time. Yeah, he got bounced. Hopefully I see him sitting right there. I don't know where. I don't know what's taking him so long to come take his seat. Made us kick William out. What was I about to say? And you know, we always talk about this, how people say they want something, but then when they get it, they don't know what to do with it. You know, there's a lot of you know, I touched on it right before William was in, and I was like, you know, guys will say, you know, when you tell a woman, you tell a guy, you know, no, I'm not gonna sweat you, or this, that, the other, or you not calling him all the time, then it's like they think you don't care, or you're not interested, or you got somebody else. It's like, no, I got other shit going on. I don't have time to be sitting up here, you know, sitting up under you all the time. So let's worry about the time we spend together, not the time that we spend apart.
But you know,
and I
had a question though. It was amazing to me. So many people think that we can't have conversations like this without it being a yelling and screaming match. That why would it be so unheard of that 3 adult women can't have a conversation with 3 differences of opinion and be able to, you know, communicate those different points of view without it being a fight?
Because we've gotten a lot of bad press. You know, reality TV, the media, women have gotten a lot of bad press in terms of how we communicate with one another. They've perpetuated this idea that all we do is fight, cat fight, scratch, backbite, and, you know, try to get over on top of each other. And so that's what people expect to happen when you get 3 women together. Or the media has perpetuated the concept of women being bitter all the time, and so we never can speak positive of men, or we can never uplift a man, or when a man has something to say that's contrary to what we might believe, we try to denigrate him and bring him down and bash him and make him into less than a man, you know. And that's not who we are as women. We allow you to be who you gonna be, and we're gonna be who we gonna be, and hopefully we can coexist together. Are we going to agree on everything all the time? No. Hell no. If we do, somebody lying.
That's what makes people, you know, unique or different in these types of situations, because we do have different opinions and we're able to share those with one another and still be able to learn from one another. Just because we don't agree with what one another might say doesn't mean that you know, we're not willing to learn or share new experiences with people. And just because we're, you know, professional women doesn't mean we don't know how to conduct ourselves as women in relationships with men.
But can you blame them? But here's the thing, can you blame them? Because like KiKi said, we have been perpetuated on TV and media and every other outlet out there that we are catty, that we do backbite. I mean, you really can't blame them for feeling that way. And then there are women out there who do that. That is what they do. That is their hypersensitive ass out there always being rah-rah. And unfortunately, it's more them than it is us. Because I can say this, if we talk about exceptions and rules, I will almost have to say that the 3 of us sitting here are the exception. And I don't like to say that a lot, but we don't have to. And then we've been friends for a while. So since we have to constantly fight that media bashing, but I can't really blame them for thinking that.
This is true.
I can't blame them for thinking it, but I also, on one hand, it saddens me that we can't expand our minds in order to accept something than what has been constantly perpetuated. Because again, you shouldn't always buy into the propaganda that's being fed to you. You shouldn't always eat that. So when you see that, it shouldn't be that shocking. It should be refreshing more than anything. It shouldn't be shocking, like, oh, you know what I mean? It should be like, oh, finally, you know, but typically that's not the response. They're waiting for something to happen. You know, they're waiting.
Looking for the other shoe to fall.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's like, okay,
let me read some of the stuff that's going on in the chat. They said, you are 3 exceptional ladies, no arguing. Nah, don't fight it. Just do what you're doing. Very refreshing. And they have to play it up on TV to get their money. Absolutely, they do play it up on television. But again, my thing is, if you're going to play it up on television, play it up in a scripted role where it's actually a character that's not based on someone. But, don't do this pseudo reality thing. And then you have someone who doesn't have the brain capacity of a mole to think that this is actually real. They think it's actually real. You know what I mean? Right. And so they actually think this is how women, behave amongst one another. And in terms of how we react when it's a man, I can say the 3 of us without a doubt, if there were ever a man in the room that walks in the room and all 3 of us were sitting at the same table and we all were like this, right? Say we all did it at the same time. It's not going to be a problem. If Sporty is the one that gets chose, Sporty is the one that gets chosen. Period. Point blank. When at the end of the night, we all going to dap her up like, good one, dog.
Right. You know what I mean? Let me know how it was.
Let me know how that went for you.
Yes. It's absolutely
that way. Like, all right, handle that.
It's none of that. Oh, I saw him first. Even if I'm the one that pointed him out to Sporty, like, did y'all see, dude? If she's the one that got it. Period. Point blank. End of story. Let me know how it went, dog. It's just like that. And but that comes from a different level of awareness and a different level of being comfortable in your skin. Would you say, ladies?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
We don't compete. We don't compete with each other. Mm-mm. It's not a competition.
But I can say this. I know with if anybody has ever seen me and KiKi on Periscope, when we do the Adventures of KiKi and Chan, for whatever reason, they love to hear us bicker. And we're not necessarily bickering. It's a banter between us. But they call it bickering. Everybody loves it. And I'm sitting there like, I don't understand why these people like this back and forth. She's getting on my goddamn nerves. You say it's hilarious?
It is hilarious to watch y'all two, because it's like you both know. It's like watching the two of you have a heated debate is what I would call it, because it's not an argument. It's a heated debate, but you all going back and forth. You both know what each other is going to say. You already know her opinion and she already knows yours. So you're actually arguing each other's opinion. And that's what the hilarious part about the whole shit is.
But here's the thing. In all reality, in the Adventures of KiKi and Chan, when we go into the Bickersons, we'll go into the Bickersons just like that. You won't even see the transition. Mm-hmm. However, just as quickly as we slid into it, we slid out of it. Mm-hmm. It's not even about it. Usually when we slide into the Bickersons, it's something about something so inane, it's ridiculous. That's why it's funny, because it's over something really nothing. You know what I mean? And we know that neither one of us means anything, because we're never being mean-spirited to one another. Never. It's just like two people who are around each other so much, all you can do is argue with each other. That's it. That's it. Xanadu says, there's enough of everything to go around. A lot of ladies feel like they have to be the center of attention as a validation tool. Absolutely. Yes. They're saying that it's perpetuated by media and lack of confidence. You talk about my nails. Sorry. I said, but y'all know a good bicker makes good entertainment. Well, yeah, we see. But we don't bicker on purpose. It's not somebody put us up to it, like as seen. It's not like that. It's just that's my cousin Chan. She's my cousin. We go back like big wheels and I don't know. Big wheels and puberty, right? Right? And so when you've been around somebody so long, you know that person. You know what gets under their skin. They know what gets under your skin. And Cousin Chan is notorious for doing it on purpose. She'll do shit just to needle me, and that will get it going. You know. They said they talk about William jump in. They know you got something to say. I don't know what keep happening in the book, but
that damn hookah, that damn smoke.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, big wheels and Walkmans. Even back further than Walkmans, dude. We go back further than Walkmans.
Like when there was still payphones on every corner.
Yeah, shoot, back when before Chan had ass. Let's just say that.
That's a long time ago. Yeah. Yeah, that was a long time ago.
So, I know her. I know that if she says something or does something, it's never with the intent to hurt me or with any malice. There are times when Sporty will call me on the phone and she's like, I need to talk to you. And I'm like, okay, who you need to talk to? And she'll say, I need to talk to my friend KiKi, not Coach KiKi. Because she knows that I'm going to approach the conversation differently. But either way that I approach the conversation, I'm not doing it. I'm going to be her accountability partner. I'm not going to let her off the hook, but she knows that nothing that I say to her is going to be mean-spirited. I might be a little rough with her. I do take the gloves off. I don't coddle her, but she knows we don't coddle each other. We give it to each other straight.
The one thing I do like about it, what people don't understand, is like me talking to KiKi is me still talking to Chan. Me talking to Chan is talking to KiKi. I feel like if I'm telling KiKi, and even though they won't do it, which cracks me up, they still won't say nothing unless I say, okay, you can tell her or you can tell her. I don't give a shit. I'm telling both of y'all, even if it's only one of y'all on at the same time.
That's right.
I feel like I'm talking to one person. So,
but I'm not going to tell her if you don't say, like she'll say, did you tell Chan I said blah, blah, blah? No, you ain't tell me to tell her.
I'm like, oh my God. I'm like,
no, I don't. You didn't say that. I'm not finna just assume. So it's just a matter of respecting each other as human beings, not as a female or as a woman or any of that. We just respect each other as human beings.
People lose so much sight of, the fact that women really do get along to the point where they can confide in each other and talk. We can honestly say, I know I'll never hear any of our conversations outside of us anywhere ever.
Unless I put you on blast on the show.
You have to always say, okay, don't let this go nowhere. Okay, make sure you don't say it to nobody.
Or unless KiKi's mother decide to Google it.
Yeah, well, we get a hold of those kind of conversations. Now, if she pull up this blab, this is something totally different, Mom.
You know what? I'm not fooling with Miss Dorothy and her now. She getting internet savvy. For y'all who don't know, and then William, we're going to bring you back in the conversation. For those of you guys who do not know, 40, Cousin Chan, and myself, we all go way back. Secondly, we have a show tomorrow night on Wednesday nights called Playing Devil's Advocate. I'm the host of the show. Chan is our producer, and Sporty is the co-host of the show. And there we have the uncomfortable conversations that people should have but don't have often enough. It's on Blog Talk Radio. Sporty, put it in the chat. And we broadcast live on YouTube. And it can be any conversation from politics to religion to sex to anything. We will talk about it. I'm a certified life coach specializing in relationships, and I'm a sexologist. And so sometimes I will put them on blast. We will have that conversation, and I will say that. But my mom, they're doing this thing called the KiKi experiment, for those of you guys who don't know. Hashtag the KiKi experiment. What that is since I am a relationship expert, and I happen to be single at the time, my friends, those two ladies you see at the bottom of the screen, have decided to team up to do an experiment to find somebody that I'm dating to date me, right? And it's in essence to teach people how they get in their own way dating, right? So I'm totally completely hands off. I can't know anything. I can't do anything, any of that stuff. So it's all fine. But my mama decided, this is the lady whose VCR still blinks 12 o'clock. I'm not joking.
For real.
The VCR still blinks 12 o'clock. She decided that she was going to make my 17-year-old nephew teach her how to use the computer. She went on Google and Googled me. I used to say at the end of the show, Google me, bitches. I don't say that no more because my mama actually did. And called me and cussed me clean out. Tell myself, she thought the KiKi experiment was Chan and Sporty pimping me out on Facebook. She thought I was hoeing on Facebook. I'm like, no, mama, no. Like, that's not what it is. But yeah, so she was hot. So I don't say Google me no more to anybody. I just don't. I don't. Yes, my mama's VCR. Y'all think it's a game. It is not a game. It is not a game. And that messed up because I'm the one who bought her the damn tablet that she used to Google me on.
Yeah, you fucked yourself.
Not a good idea. Not a good idea.
Yeah, you fucked yourself on that one, there, partner.
No, we could have never anticipated Miss Dorothy doing that. Will you?
Yes, I have two questions, and I feel really better about asking you these now since you stated what you do. The first thing is, I think when a woman comes to a guy, well, most guys think when a woman comes to a guy and maybe wants to tell him about something that's happened during her day or something that's bothering her that may not necessarily have to do with him, I think most guys feel like providing a solution or fixing it. And my question to you is it true that women, that's not what a woman necessarily wants when she's telling you these things, right? My second question is this. When it comes to text messages, why is it that some women get upset when you respond to their question or their statement with okay? So I'm gonna get off of it.
He got to answer it and drop the mic.
You're gonna ask and run? How does that work?
Okay, so for your first question,
okay.
in terms of wait, the first question. I can't remember what the first question was.
It had something to do with the why do you get mad when you
No. Oh, that's the second question. The first one is when you come home and you tell your dude about something, blah blah blah. Why do it? Okay, we don't always want you to solve our problem for us.
Oh, that was the first question? Okay, my bad.
Yeah, we don't always want you to solve the problem. We just sometimes just need to get it off of our chest. And we know that, typically, with me doing what I do for a living, I understand that men their first mode is to fix it. And if they're somebody that they care about is going through something, what can I do to fix it? Mm-hmm. Secondly, they do it because they want you to just shut the hell up. So how can we stop you from talking? Right? And the best way I can get you to stop talking is for you to tell me how I can fix it, or I can go into fix it mode. Because if I fix it, you ain't got shit else to say. So that's, when women get upset because we're like, I don't need you to fix it for me. I just need you to listen and hear me out. That's the first thing. And then your second question, why don't we like when you respond like you just did with okay? Shannon and I were just talking about that the other day, how we are notorious for the one word answer. And it typically pisses men off when we do that, or they get scared. They're like, what the hell you mean? Okay. I'm like, okay. Typically you can't discern tone in a text message when it's just okay or okay. And depending on how contentious that text was before that, what happens is that's the equivalent of almost hanging up on somebody or saying whatever. You know what I mean? It's kind of like shutting them down. So typically that's what that is about. If somebody's like, what you mean okay? Because they don't really know what to glean from that K. And you saying okay, now you said, I said okay, but I wasn't finished. What do you mean okay? So that's typically where that comes from. If Chad or Sporty want to chime in on that.
Well, I'm going to tell you now, I am definitely, I will give you a one-word answer after something like that. But if I sit and I text you a dissertation about something and you respond to me with K or okay, yeah, I'm pissed. Because I expect more than that as a response. If I took the time to text you and say all of that to you better give me more than a one-word answer, because after that, I'm calling you. When it should have been a phone call in the first place when it all boils down to it, because you can't really, the tone of a text message is, sometimes it really is taken out of context, but I don't like the short answers. I don't like it at all.
I prefer to just talk to people anyway. You know what I mean? Especially if we're having some type of, there have been plenty of times when Sporty and I were having text. And, one time I thought she was getting snippy with me. And I'm like, I don't know what bug flew up your ass, but I didn't open up your cheeks and let them in. So, then she was like, well, wait a minute. And then so now at some point we're on the phone like, okay, that's not what I meant. And that was a joke. And now you didn't, so again, a lot of times we don't like that text stuff because we want to actually talk. And y'all like text messages because it forces us not to talk. Y'all don't want to hear
think now lately we don't even like to talk on the phone. We like to do the FaceTime thing. We rather just be able to just, look at each other and go, okay, look, this, and this, because we don't have time to sit and push buttons and we don't want to sit and hold the phone and talk. So we be like, okay, girl, so, we rather just have our face and y'all just really in on it. So
yeah, this is what happens with us all the time. Let's see, we got a new person in here, Latrice Moore, Child's Play.
okay.
Hello, ladies.
What's going on, Latrice? Did I say your name right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I agree with
you. Not here tonight.
100%. And I don't mean yes, ma'am, in like a disrespectful way, because that's just out of respect. Because like men, they do like to just, they're simple minded a little bit, not to be like mean. I don't mean that in a mean way. I mean like they're like to do stuff simply. They don't like to. They like to just do things real quick, and they think that's fast. But us women, we like to explain our stuff so that they will understand us. And sometimes I think they miss the point of hearing us out because they're so lost in whatever we're saying, even though it could be like simple stuff that we're saying to them. They're just not ready to receive it, I believe. Because like, I think I deal with that in every relationship. I be like, I don't want to text. I want to talk. Call me. I don't want to message you. I'd rather hear what you're saying. I want to know, because you can get things misinterpreted through a text or a email message, because people can perceive it wrong to be something totally different, just because if you don't put the right correct punctuation or commas or periods in it, and they could take it the wrong way, and it's not even how you meant it. So a lot of things can be understood if men just pick up the phone or talk. Want to talk and hear what we have to say. It's not that we're confusing, and a lot of men don't understand us because they're simple-minded creatures. That's all I have to say.
Well, for them, and you're absolutely right. For them, a lot of times it's black and white, and with us, it's a lot of shades of gray. It's some pinks, it's some yellow, it's some blue, it's a whole bunch of colors that's going on. We got a whole kaleidoscope going on.
Right.
And for men, it's like either it's this or it's that. What is it? And when we start giving them all the other colors, they're like, does not compute. And
they tune us out.
Right, and they tune you out. And and it's okay. I have almost gotten it down to a science. About 36 seconds into what you're saying, he ain't heard nothing after 37.
Right. I agree.
After 37, you shit out of luck.
And then that makes us upset. I'll be mad. I'll be like, oh, you ain't gonna listen to me? Did I get louder? And that's not solving anything. They really not hearing nothing you gotta say.
But that's with anybody though. And I just want to point out that little difference right there, Latrice, is that one thing in relationships, whether it's intimate relationships, friendships, your mama, your daddy, whatever, whenever there's a point of tension, whenever one person has shut down and the other person is still on 10, this person has shut down because they're going into defense mode. Some people go into defense mode by shutting off. Some people go into defense mode by going off. And in either situation, they haven't heard anything that you've said. So sometimes you may want to take that step back. We talked about this early on in this broadcast. Sometimes you just need to take that pause, give it a moment, and then see for yourself if what you even reacting to is something to even react about. Because oftentimes it's probably your own crap that's getting in the way, that's causing the problems between you and the other person. So we want to talk, when I was joking about Sporty, saying that she throw up on you when she get ready. She like, right? She just let go. And it's like,
me too.
But sometimes if you just take that pause, you walk away from it, try to extract the emotion from it and say, why am I bothered by this? I know it seems like a coachy thing to say, but it will cause you, it may seem time consuming and all of that. But once you take that pause and you step back for a minute, or you ask somebody, I'll come to Chan and Sporty all the time and be like, okay, let me know if I'm tripping. Right. And then once I do that and they like, yeah, you tripping, dog, I'll leave it alone because that's my own crap. And there's no reason for me to even bring it to anybody else. But then if they're like, yeah, I can see how you felt that way. You absolutely, yeah, you good. Then I will be like, okay. And then when I respond back, I'm responding, not reacting.
See, what I think is I'm just a hothead, and I need to sometimes I need to not let other people pull me out of my character. And I do that sometimes because I get so upset and I get so mad and I want to be heard. And I feel like, man, why aren't these people listening? Even if I like speak in a calm tone and I'm being respectful and then it's like you pick up your phone and you're looking at your phone, like totally ignoring what I'm saying. I'm like, okay, well then what I'm saying has no relevance to you. It's not important. Why am I gonna waste my time pretty much venting all of what I feel on you, and you're not even listening to what I'm saying? That makes me mad. That's why
Did
I
you hear
will
what you
explode
just said?
or
Did you hear what
spaz
you just
out.
said? You just said venting all I had on you. You just dumped all your crap, or whatever it was, your anger, your frustration, whatever. You dumped it on them. And then you want them to be receptive to now everything that you've said after you done just drown them. But think
because
about
it be they crap that be making me mad. So that's the reason why I'm going off.
Girl.
It's like I just got into this really, I know that's really stupid, but like I got into this really, it was a petty argument with a guy that I'm dealing with because, okay, he brought his dog over here and I'm allergic to dogs, but I'm not going to disrespect a living thing. So I took care of it, but he brought the dog over here with no food, no bed, none of the stuff that she needed. And she's a puppy. So you have to spend lots of time with her, taking her out to the bathroom. And I have kids. So like, I'm like, I have 3 other mouths to feed. Then I have to try to buy dog food for your dog because you're not prepared. I'm like, I can't do this. Like where I live, I'm not supposed to have this type of dog. So he comes over to my house. He got mad at me and made a threat saying that he would blow up my house with me and my kids in it because he thought I sold his dog. I'm like, no, I just kept the dog until you give me my money for babysitting your dog. And the money that I am paying for your dog food, for your dog shampoo, and everything else that I pay for that she needs. And then you come to my house with drama. And so I calmly said before I started snapping, all I want is my money and you can have your dog. And then he was saying, what you want your money for? Some cigarettes? I'm like, it doesn't matter what I want the money for. It's my money. And that's the reason why I got mad. Then I went into a whole story about all the times that he made me mad about this one point. And I had totally lost him. He was like, dude, the moment you start yelling, I heard nothing you said.
Right.
So I just need to learn how to calm myself down because it don't be that serious. Like, I'm going to kill myself.
Have you set boundaries, though? Have you set boundaries ahead of time? Because here's the thing. If I'm allergic to dogs and somebody bring their dog over my house,
we got a problem.
Dogs, you and the dog are out of here, right? And that's because, and I'm not being mean, but you didn't set the boundary for him to know that he crossed it. For then now you going off about you want your money when he didn't know he had even crossed the boundary.
Well, I did say I'm allergic to dogs. I said I really can't have no dog here, but she could stay a couple days.
But when you said that, you gave an okay. When you said, but she can stay a couple days, you gave an okay. Well,
but it's been 5 now, KiKi. 5 days.
It should have been 0. You were allergic on day 1. It should have been 0. You can't have dogs in your apartment or wherever you live from day 1. It should have been 0, and he would have had to respect that, or he's not the one. Oftentimes, here's the thing. Say no and mean it, then say yes and not. Because if you say no and mean it that one time, that's it, it's over. But if you say yes, now you have to deal with all the crap that goes along with saying yes when you didn't even want to deal with yes. And that's part of the frustration that you're feeling. You didn't want the damn dog there anyway, but you said yes because you didn't want to not seem supportive to him or whatever it was to him. So you allowed this dog, and you feel like he took advantage of it. The reality of it is he didn't take advantage of it. You opened the door for it when you should have said no. You didn't honor you by saying no. Mm-hmm. Just say no and be done with it. Here's the thing. He'll either get over it or die from it. Either way, it's not your problem.
You tell him if he gonna walk on your love, take off his goddamn shoes. You ain't gotta take that shit.
And that's why I was just saying, I did this little Periscope video about focusing on yourself. Literally, I did. I was like, focusing on yourself and finding your purpose. And I just made a list of what I need to focus on. Because, like, if I'm a single parent with 3 boys. I got a 9-year-old, a 5-year-old, and a 4-year-old. I got a lot to do raising them. I don't need to be raising nobody else, no other grown man or your dog or any of your issues. I need to just focus solely on me and find myself with God so that I can have the peace that I need, so that I'm not out here losing my mind or dropping dead from stress or screaming my voice all gone because I'm upset because of whatever misunderstanding on my part or their part or whatever. I just need to make sure, like you said, say no. Mean no, and then I don't have to deal with the nonsense. I don't have to have my spirit vexed. I don't have to be upset, and I don't have to be screaming and making a fool of myself outside around my kids, looking crazy, because I am the example that they're looking at, and I have to raise them, and they're going to be men one day, and if they only know to spaz out and go off on every problem that they have, I'm never going to be able to teach them what's right or wrong.
There it is.
There it is.
There it is.
Today I was like, I'm tired of doing this. I got too many health problems. I got high blood pressure. I really take medicine for this stuff. I could drop dead. I be getting so worked up about stuff, wasting so much energy over stuff that is not important.
I'm telling you, them pills you taking, you can take one no and call me in the morning. I'm telling you, you're going to feel so much better. When you say no, because here's the thing. Here's the thing. When you say no, you're going to sleep well that night. You're going to be like, oh, because now that shit's not on your plate, right? It's up to them now to figure out what to happen with it. It's not your problem anymore. And once you stop allowing people to make their problems your problems, you're gonna see how much of a difference. You ain't gonna need them pills like you think you do. You're not gonna have the level of stress that you think that you have. Because what's happening is you're allowing people to be a dump of their crap on you when you don't even want to be the dump.
Right.
Yep.
Makes sense.
They said no is liberating. Oh, you hush, Sporty. Thank you. I think some other people want to jump in here. Did you jump in here? Let me see. If nobody want to jump back in, you can jump back in. I got to try and find Bug. I lost Bug.
Okay, do you want me to get off?
Yeah, jump off right quick. We're going to
how do I do that?
I know. You can come back. You can come back. We ain't going to be on here that much longer. I got stuff to do, child. I got a show to prepare for tomorrow.
Yes, Lord.
Okay. Let's see here. I know somebody else wanted to jump in because they was tapping. I'm getting tweets and all this other stuff. So we're going to be wrapping up soon. So if you got something to say, now will be the time to say it.
But I'll say this. Bless our heart for even taking in the dogs.
Yeah.
Seriously. Because what kind of friend are you knowing that I'm allergic, knowing I ain't got no room, knowing I ain't supposed to have that type of dog in my house to even come to me and ask me that question? Bitch, how dare you? Oh, I'm sorry. I don't mean, but I'm just saying. It's like, how dare you ask me those questions when you already know these things? And one of them would be a deal breaker. I'm allergic.
Like, why
I can't have.
You know how I am about
my kill me.
You know how I am about my allergies. So when I say I'm allergic, that's the end of the story. Ain't nothing else to talk about.
If it could kill me, why are you still asking me? Seriously? So you won't take me out. So you're really not my friend. You're really not my friend. It's like, seriously. It's like I asked you to let's go play in the grass, Kiki. Let's go romp it in the grass. Let's just go take a roll in the hay.
Trying to kill me. When she listen, she talking about stuff. Such and such is having a barbecue in the park. I ain't going. I'm like, or she's like, I'll be like, how come you ain't tell me about the such and such? Because it was outside. I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, bitch, you know you outside the world. I didn't invite you to nothing outside.
You ain't going. Sorry.
He's allergic to life. Ain't nobody get ready to do that with her. I ain't got time. I ain't got time or EpiPen to be fucking with her.
Right.
Y'all past EpiPen. It's called 911 at that point. They're asking about the show. It is Playing Devil's Advocate. It is tomorrow night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We go to www.blogtalkradio.com/PDA. You can also follow us on Twitter at PDA_Miss Kiki. If you follow me on Facebook, KiKi Richardson, you'll be able to find out about it. Because I post everything along with what's the thing called? The link for the YouTube, because we broadcast live on YouTube during the show as well. And yes, that is an angel on the wall, she said. He must have broken it down in the bedroom. Yeah, but they said to Latrice that he must have broken it down in the bedroom and she was willing to risk her life for that dog. I hope not. Yes, we are on YouTube. Sporty, Chan and Sporty are typing the links for YouTube and all that stuff in there, so you guys can check it out. We are. I don't know what the hell is going on. We talk about, like I said, I don't know what we're talking about tomorrow. We're supposed to be talking about relationships and reality versus fantasy. We talked about that early on, but we got sidetracked, and then Boog disappeared. Punk ass. I'm gonna talk about him. Y'all tell him I said it. Tell him
He started this shit and just left.
Tell him I said it. He know his phone or whatever kept kicking him out. He texted me like, "What the heck? I keep getting booted." So anyway, you said you would. I hope you guys teach a course for how to do that. How to do what, William?
Wrap this up, and you're going to be getting off real quick. But what you guys are doing is where I want to be. So what I mean by teaching that is, how are you going to be broadcasting this on YouTube and the Blog Talk Radio at the same time? Just kind of like a behind the scenes thing, because I have all the equipment. I just need to figure out what the technical details are. So.
Let me tell you something, William. It's interesting.
We have so many things going on during the show. We literally, throughout the show, we're broadcasting live on Blog Talk Radio. We're video streaming live on YouTube. And Periscope throughout the show too, on different segments. So we blend a whole bunch of social mediums together so that we can reach our audience wherever they are in any way. And then we also have the podcast on iTunes. So people, if you missed the live broadcast, you can
replay it.
Subscribe to our podcast free of charge on iTunes. So
how are you getting the audio stream to all three of those at the same time?
It's very, very interesting.
Okay.
Cousin Jen is the producer, the one right below you. That's
okay.
Right there. She makes the thing happen. She tells me not to think. She says I'm just talent. I'm the scarecrow. Heavy is the head that wears the crown.
Well, Spunky, I just followed you on Twitter. So if you got the time and you feel like it one day, I got some questions for you. And also,
I want to talk to cousin Chan.
Chan, okay, I'm gonna follow her too. Okay. All right. Cool. I'm gonna get out of here. I know you guys trying to wrap this up, all right?
All right, William. Thank you, buddy. We followed you on here too.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Bye-bye. Oh man, y'all. Love you right back, Latrice. He said he would pay you, Chan.
He said he paying? Oh, okay. Well then, yeah.
You guys teach us on how to do that. I would pay.
Oh, okay. Well, you can follow.
Look at that. You start talking about money. Look how her face done lit up. First she was like,
the hustle is real. The hustle and the struggle is really real.
She said, money. Okay, we can talk now. Yeah, it's a whole bunch of stuff going on. But again, they posted all the links there in chat. We're going to talk about that. Follow me on Facebook. I'm about to show y'all where to follow me. Because they joke with me. They make fun of me, y'all. They're not nice. They're not nice.
Whatever.
They treat me so bad. Follow me on Facebook.
Whatever.
That's me. Put yours up there. Where's your iPad?
That's how you feel?
I said, put yours up. Put yours up. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys so much for joining us. I am KiKi Richardson. They call me the consummate provocateur. I am a relationships expert, a sexologist, and an author of The Other Woman Code of Conduct, what every other woman should know and men too. And you might see the post of it over my shoulder. While you're on iTunes, subscribing to our show, Playing Devil's Advocate in the iTunes store, you can download yourself a copy of my book while you in there. So what, you don't have somebody on the side of you not married. Trust me, it's the relationship book for all. And that's Sporty Spunky Angel. She's got the thing up for our show tomorrow. You see that? Angel Sporty Spunky Johnson. She's also Jams, JAMMS 86. Y'all can see that on Twitter. She's also the same on Instagram, and she's also the same on Periscope. Y'all see cousin Chan down there. She is our producer of Playing Devil's Advocate. She's my cousin and a female Archie Bunker. She is the original truth right here on Blab. She's the same on Twitter, but she's cousin Chan on Instagram, right?
You can find me at Cousin Chan on any of them, but it's the original truth.
Google her bitches. No, just kidding.
Yeah, if you look up Cousin Chan, you'll find it. The original truth on Periscope and Twitter.
Google her.
From Cousin
me. And if you have already missed being Mary Jane, shout out to my people, Aaron D. Spears. I missed you tonight. Sorry.
Oh, that was tonight?
Yes.
Which color came out?
It's Tuesday night, being Mary Jane. How the heck did you embed that into Facebook? I didn't embed this in Facebook. This is Facebook Mentions. And Facebook Mentions is a stream. It's an app for what they call their
Facebook famous folks.
Yeah, for people who have the blue check mark. You have a blue check mark. You can do live streams and all of that good stuff right here on Facebook. And so that's how I do it. Yeah. The West Coast radio show is your show on Saturdays. All right, De Niro 7. They said my video's playing. Yeah. I'm everywhere. Periscope, Twitter, Instagram. I need to Twitter more often. I don't. You said, how do you get that check mark? I don't know. They just gave it to me like they do on Twitter. They just give you the check mark because they think you're a celebrity. All right, y'all. I will let y'all go. I need to prep for tomorrow night's show. Plus, it's time for me to brush my hair. I have to brush it 100 times a month. I mean, a night. That's a day.
Yeah. You said it.
I got to get her brush here. She said 100 times a day.
Let me play that game too.
Yeah, like they used to, I gotta brush it. So with that being said, look at that. All of us have hair. Look at that. You know how they try to say black women all got weaves?
Real hair.
And the only reason, look, and I just got mine cut. Y'all see them ends? They nice and true. I just got mine cut.
I ain't even say nothing, no.
Yeah, she chopped off all my hair. That's why I got it in a
cut off inches off of mine too.
That shit was all the way to my bar strap. She cut all my
wine. You want a little cheese with that wine? All right, ladies and gentlemen.
No, I take a violin, asshole.
Here's one.
Ooh, world's smallest violin. My heart is peanut butter.
All right, y'all. We appreciate y'all. See, that was the big ones right there. Did y'all see that? Y'all see that? It happened right before your eyes before you even knew it. All right, guys. See y'all next time. Toodaloo.
Toodaloo, motherfucker.
Really?
That motherfucker. Really?
That's how
we gotta go to work. We're doing it. And look, she tickled. Look how tickled she is. Look how tickled she is.
She is tickled.
If she snort, it's gonna be over with.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye. I'm okay.
I'm okay.
Wrap my hair up too, because this is a mess.